This is my second take at fielding questions from Twitter. We had a great time last time, and this time we have some very unique questions. The first one comes from @David J. Garcia, and he asks, since social media displays recent activity first, how do we balance putting our best foot forward with updating frequently? The best answer I can give you, David, is the fact that you have to consistently deliver value based on your promise of value. And so therefore, you don't want to have one good tweet every 6 weeks. It has to be consistently delivering knowledge, advice, tips, anything that's related to your expertise, especially if you're looking for a job, the type of job you want, what you know, what you're passionate about, and then consistently delivering that over time. Multiple tweets per day. Even though some of the tweets might not be visible later in the day or tomorrow, the fact is that you want to keep on seeding Twitter with the best type of tweets, the most interesting tweets that fully represent your personal brand. The next one comes from @Mike Lavelle. And Mike Lavelle asks, you once mentioned branching out from Twitter and LinkedIn but didn't say where. So my question is, where do we go? And that's really up to you. I always tell people that you need a central unit for your personal brand. This could either be a blog or a website. It could be under yourname.com, or it could be under the topic you want to own. It's really up to you. And then you want to connect that one main centerpiece with the top 3 social networks: LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Other than that, I would recommend joining industry social networks, such as Active Rain for real estate agents. There's actually social networks for doctors, lawyers, you name it, probably veterinarians. And then if there's not one for you, which I'd be surprised if there wasn't, you can create your own social network on Ning. There's so many different things you can get involved in, but I recommend the focused approach. You don't want to push a personal brand out and dilute it too far, or it's going to be very hard to update it and keep track of your online presence. The next one comes from @Brad Pierce, PhD. He says, once you build a personal brand, you stuck with it forever, like a brand on your hide, or can it be undone? I watched the Harry Potter film the other day, and one thing that really makes me think is that all these main characters that play throughout all the Harry Potter films, they're going to have that brand for life, because the amount of attention the Harry Potter brand gets in the movie and the books and everything, and the fact that they're associated with that brand and the success and the visibility worldwide, it's going to be very, very hard. Even if as they grow older, maybe they won't look the exact same in 20 years, it's going to be hard to get rid of that. And maybe they don't want to, but maybe they do. And so that's really up to them. But for the average individual who's just trying to get known to get to a certain company or establish their own company or whatnot, you can evolve your personal brand throughout time. Now, completely switching it is going to be tough, especially if you're 10 years deep. But as long as you really figure out what you're passionate about and what you want to get involved in early, this is why I really preach to college students, then you can set yourself up for that evolving brand over time. And it can be slight, evolving, it really depends based on your skills, what the market's offering. There's a lot of different factors to take into account. The next one comes from @Robert A. Sawyer, and he asks, how would personal branding apply to someone transitioning from the military, and would it be done any differently? And the answer is no. Since everyone has a personal brand, that's not a question, is if you have a personal brand. What you should put emphasis on are the leadership skills and the teamwork skills that you acquire in the military. Because people, and the network, people in the military, people automatically assume that you have leadership skills, right? You're leading a team of people, and you're doing something that's pretty courageous. Not everyone can do that. And because of that, it's looked highly upon. And if you don't have internship experience, you're trying to get into the marketing or finance field, it might be a little tough. But as long as you keep working on it and you are very focused and driven, it'll come out. You'll be able to do it. And it does apply because you're able to leverage all of those skills and talents and experiences in how you present yourself during interviews or during your job and down the road. And you'll never forget those experiences, I'm sure. The next one comes from @Heidi Bro. I have a good rep. Do I also need a gimmick? Remember the Gypsy Rose Lee. I don't know who that is, but I'll tell you that you don't need a gimmick. You could have a tagline. Nike has, just do it. I don't know what you'd want to have, but that's something you might want to figure out. You don't have to have it, though. You don't need a gimmick. You don't really need anything. I think the key is you have your name, your personal brand statement that states what you do and who you do it for, and then your picture. And if you spread that across everything you do and have consistent messaging under it based on your experience of the past and what you're looking to do in the future, you should be in really good shape. The next one comes from @Eliza. My question. I have two personal brands, Gen Y blogger and web designer. Since both are online, sometimes they feel like competing brands. I don't think they're competing at all. I think they support each other, actually. Think about it like this. You have a blog. Leverage your design skills for that blog. That way, you're practicing what you preach, you're showing what you can do on your blog, and that's how you can get clients, and that's how you can build your brand name. And you're already positioned as a Gen Y blogger, as someone from Gen Y, someone who might be hip, someone who's probably sort of inexperienced from the older generations are going to probably tell you that. And yeah, why not design your own site and then say in maybe the About section or one of your sections of your site, this site was designed by me, and here is the rest of my portfolio. So that's how I would definitely do it, if that's what you're looking to do. And the next one, and the final one, comes from @Man-versus-Debt. How can you brand yourself within a specific niche while maintaining diversity to attract people from outside of it? Now, this is an interesting question because I see, including myself, a lot of people who start off with a niche, and then once they become more successful or later on in their lives, maybe 1, 2, 3 years out, then you can start branching out. Then, since you've pushed through, you've got attention, you can spread your wings, and you can either reposition yourself or swap your messaging in the application of your topic to fit a different mold. For instance, I used to only go for Gen Y and students, but now I want to try and apply myself to corporations, so they might hire me, or hire me to speak, or older individuals. And that's really what you got to do. You got to start somewhere, and you got to be able to be a one-of-one, or just find a way to fit through the market so people go to you. And then once you do that and you're known for your expertise, depending on how you're positioned and what the market's like and how relevant you are and various other factors, you're going to be able to move to the next step and have more of a brand extension. So those are all the questions we have today. I hope this is very helpful to you. These are very unique questions, and I had a great time answering them. So until next time, thank you.